Author's POV. I am sorry, Alpha, the doctor said, and Tristan closed his eyes and leaned his head back, barely refraining from screaming. His unborn pup was dead, and it was him who induced the mother of his pup into fatal pain. If Zoey survives, he won't be able to look into her eyes again. We need to bring her to the hospital, the doctor continued. Here, all I can do is to ask you if you want, because I know that you and Zoey Carter aren't on the best of terms right now, but if you want to save her and save the pup, I need some blood from you. This will keep her alive and the pup too until we reach the hospital. What did you say? Tristan asks, perplexed. If you don't want to, I understand, but I can't guarantee that she will survive on the way back. But he didn't finish what he was saying because Tristan commanded him. Take all my blood if it is needed, but save my pup. And doctor, do everything in your power to save her too. You know who she is and what she is to me, so treat her as if you are helping your Luna right now. Everything will be fine, man, Nico whispered and looked around and motioned to one warrior to come closer. Return to the pack house and tell everyone to be prepared because we are coming back. Make sure that every single doctor and nurse in our pack will be there to help Zoey. And right when the warrior was ready to leave, Nico stopped him. And when everything is done, find Rose and tell her that we found Zoey, that she is alive and we are bringing her home. Tell her not to stress too much. He kneeled close to Tristan and watched him while he was transfusing his blood to Zoey, then tapped his shoulder and said, This is a second chance, man. Don't ruin again. This one was close. Just look at her, how hurt she is. I never saw her so weak, not even when she lost everything. Tristan caressed Tilly's fur, and playing with his fingers through her fur, he just leaned over Tilly and rested his head on Tilly's head as he felt tired. All this search and the blood he is donating right now made him feel dizzy. I will try to change myself, he said. I can't risk her to be so fiery again, but it is in her blood to be this way, so I will change, because she is just the way she is. But while his blood was in Zoey's system, she started to come back from her coma, and she heard him saying that. At the beginning, she thought that she was dead and that she was in some kind of heaven because there were tingles all over her head and her face, and 2 arms were holding her. But with every new drop of blood, she realized that it wasn't a dream. It was real, and Tristan was the one who was hugging her. Her heart stopped, and she just sat there, trying not to alarm him. Tilly, she called her wolf, is the baby. I saved him, Tilly said, but we were so close to death, Zoey, I almost grabbed the goddess by her hand and let her take me to her heaven. This is how close we were. Zoey's heart cried in happiness. She was still pregnant. The pup was alive, and she is going to be a mother. She doesn't need anything else. If Tristan wants to be with Dana, she can't force him to do otherwise, but at least she had this pup. But while her thoughts were dark, she heard him saying that he will change his attitude, that he is willing to act in a different way, and that made her open her eyes. She was still in wolf form, but she watched him intensely. You will change when the pigs fly, she said, using their mind link. At the beginning, Tristan blocked for a second, but seeing that Tilly was watching him, he calmed down a little. What was in your head, Zoey? He asked her. How could you run in your condition? What if you would have suffered something or the baby? And he was not scolding her. He was sincere with her for the first time in his life. You don't need to pretend that you care, you know, Zoey whispered. But I am sorry for risking our pup's life. Our pup. That's what she said, and only hearing it, Tristan's heart skipped a beat. It was even more real when it came from Zoey's mouth. They are having a pup. Look, Zoey, Tristan whispered while everyone was looking at him and Zoey having no idea what was going on and why they stared at each other. I know that you believe that I cheated you after I marked you, but I didn't. Is not what you think. Tristan said, I just want you to believe me. It was just a moment of weakness, but I was going to push her away right when you entered my office. It hurts the same way, and it doesn't change the fact that she was in your lap, kissing you and milking you while you were moaning. But I know that I am nothing in your life, and I shouldn't have reacted that way. Zoey told him with calm. I risked everything, and for that I am sorry. Stop it, woman, Tristan commanded her. I am telling you that I am sorry and you are pushing me away again. It was a mistake and I know it. It won't repeat again. Zoey, suddenly the doctor called her. Do you know where you are? And she let Tilly nod her head. We need to bring you to the hospital, and I need all your cooperation for that. Our warriors will carry you, but Tristan stopped him. I will carry her back. Just place her carefully on my back. And caressing Tilly's head, he placed her on the ground, and in the next second, he transformed in wolf form. Help her stay on my back. Nico and the doctor lifted her body from the ground and placed her on Viggo's back. Hold it tight. He mind-linked her, and he started to run back to the pack house while everyone was following them. Tristan, Zoey suddenly mind-linked him. Are you really going to change? Are you really going to stop hurting me? He is going to do more than that, but he knows that this is a process. He ruined her life. He can't wash all that ugly past just like that. I am not a liar. When I say something, I mean it, Tristan said. But why? It's because of the pup? I am not going to run away. You don't need to force. And the moment she said that, she heard a soft growl. Is not about the pup. Is about you being marked twice. It is about denying something that can't be denied as the bondmate, and is about being tired of living in the past and hating you. I want a new life. It's not only about you, Zoey. It's about me, too. You disappeared for 3 days, Zoey whispered. And you ran away, and I searched for you for almost 2 days, and you took my pup with you. Tristan joked. We are even. We are stupid, both of us. Zoey said, but she was calm now. She had no idea if it was from making the things clear between her and Tristan or because of being fully marked. Maybe it was because she had his blood in her system, but she was finally calm. Maybe I am not stupid. Tristan mocked her and sped up as he felt that her voice was weak again, and he was afraid that she would faint again. Scoundrel, Zoey whispered, and she fell asleep. I will work hard to prove to you, Zoey, that I changed, Tristan said. This is a promise between me, you, and our goddess. I promise you that. And he meant it, even if Zoey was already asleep. He was serious. He will never let her hurt herself because of him. Having a pup changed everything, made him open his eyes and see the colors in the world. How is she? Tristan asks the doctor when he exits the ward where Zoey was sent after she received medical care. We succeeded in making her shift back into human form, Alpha, but she is sleeping right now. We induced her into a false coma so she will rest properly. I am not going to lie to you. This doesn't look good at all. The pup is still at risk. What about her? Tristan asks. Her life is still at risk? And his heart was beating salwar and slower while he was waiting for an answer. Yes, and the doctor looked at him in disbelief. I know that is not my business, Alpha, but why do you want her now? In the past you acted differently. But Tristan raised his gaze, and with a killing look he said, You are right, it is not your business. And he wanted to enter Zoey's ward, but the doctor asked him back. If I am going to do the impossible to save her, I need to know that this is a long-term decision. I am not going to fight for her if you're going to hurt her again. It's a loss of resources and time, and the doctor was damn serious. Tristan stopped and looked at him. He asked the pack to ignore Zoey. He made them look at her like she is some kind of plague, and yet, even this shitty doctor looks like in his stupid way, tries to save her from Tristan's worth. Just save her, doctor, or you will end in a more tragic situation than she is. And with that, Tristan turned around and entered Zoey's hospital ward. She was sleeping soundly because of the medication, and Tristan approached her bed in silence. He looked at her tiny and slim body, and as if he was mesmerized by her fragile allure, he stretched his arm and caressed her face. Millions of tingles started to run on the tip of his fingers, and he could barely breathe as he suddenly felt suffocating. He was so close to losing her, to lose the pup. Moon goddess, Tristan said in a weak voice. I didn't ask you anything until now. I thought that I had everything I needed. I thought that I could deal with everything in this life. But here I am, standing helpless before you, and I beg you to save her. Save our pup. And his eyes filled with tears. Damn it. He cursed and wiped his tears. Men never cry, he said, trying to compose himself. But right at that moment, the door opened, and Mason and Nico came inside. What's with that face? Mason asked him, seeing him so devastated. Are you really asking me that, Mason? Tristan asked him in disbelief. As my beta, you should know how I feel. Yet you never keep stopping to surprise me, man. It's like I'm looking at a new man right now because I have no idea what is in your head. Mason said, and this time it was Nico the one who reacted. If you are starting again, Mason, I swear to you that I am finishing what we started at the lake before we found Zoey. And he almost growled at Mason. I don't understand. Mason explained himself. You said that you didn't want her. You've been keeping your distance from her for more than a year, and since this stupid idea with the surrogate came into your mind, you've changed. And Mason was spacing out. It's been less than a month, and look where we are. You even marked her. And if I did what? Tristan asked, pissed off. You may be my friend and my beta, but who I mark and who I sleep with is not your business. And that pressed the wrong button, and Mason enraged. What about my sister? What's all about Dana? Both Nico and Tristan asked at the same time. You can't use her and throw her away when you get bored. You should take responsibility for being with her. You used my sister for years. She is a beta too. She is more trained and strong than Zoey. Don't you think that she is more appropriate to be with you than the killer of your parents? And the moment he said that, the door opened, and like a hurricane, Rose stepped into the ward. She walked directly to Mason and slapped him hard. Tristan would have punched him too, and Nico was ready to put him down, but Rose was faster. Your sister is the Pack's war, she said, growling. She should be happy that Zoey didn't kill her when she found her in my brother's lap, because I would have cut her eyes out of her head. It's just that I don't understand. Mason shouted. What the hell changed? We hate this woman. Why so suddenly is she good to be with him? Because they are mates, jerk, Rose said, and this time she calmed down. Because mates should love each other and accept each other regardless of rank, race, faith, and wealth. Because only being mates counts. Mates are equal in front of the goddess, and if she is seeing us this way, who are we to think otherwise? And this time she looked at Nico, who was watching her with a broken heart. I simply don't believe in bond mates. I will choose a mate. I know what I want and who I want to be with, and nothing will stay in front of what I dream. Why let a stupid bond ruin my heart's desires? Mason asked and started to walk to the door. The bond mate is bullshit, and he left the room. Is he in his period? Nico asked, perplexed. Since Zoey returned in our lives, he acts like a prude whenever it's about her. And his words made Tristan look in the direction where Mason left. If he tries to hurt Zoey, he will kill him. And that goes for Dana, too. You would better keep an eye on that jerk, Tristan, Rose said. I don't want Zoey or my niece or nephew to suffer because of him. But Tristan ignored her, and sneaking into bed next to Zoey, he lifted her a little so he could place her head on his chest while he was leaning next to her. How is Nana? Tristan changed the subject, awake since Zoey stepped into the hospital. It's like she felt her presence, and she wants to talk with you. So whenever you are ready, she is waiting for you because she wants to clarify a few things with you. Prepare yourself to be scolded, man. Nico laughed, but seeing the look Rose gave him, he starts to cough as he just choked with his own saliva. What's going on with you two? Tristan asks, seeing the strange interaction between them. You were good friends until a few months back, and now you act like you are enemies. What the hell is going on? Rose squinted her eyes at Tristan and pointed her finger in his direction. She said, Don't you dare to change the subject. When you are ready, Nana is waiting for you. And she left in a rush. It must be because of that jerk who rejected her. Tristan whispered, and Nico almost peed on himself hearing him. Yeah, he must be the reason, he said, trying to remain calm. Do you like my sister, Nico? Tristan asked, and he looked at Zoey as he said that and kissed the tip of her nose. Why the hell would you ask me something like this? Nico almost yelled. Did Tristan realize that he was the one who rejected Rose? It's just that, and Tristan stopped. What? And Nico was suspended in the air, waiting for Tristan to continue. It would have been so damn perfect if you would have been her mate. I hoped for that, as you didn't find your mate, but was I wrong? Me? Her mate? And Nico really peed in his pants this time. Is this a joke? I only trust you with my sister, man. You are kind and strong enough to face her and her tantrums. You always knew what she likes and what she dislikes, and since we were kids, you were her knight in shining armor." And looking at this completely pale Nico, Tristan said, "Promise me one thing." "Anything," Nico whispered. "Find the jerk who rejected her and break her heart and kill him for me." And seeing that Nico was watching him with his mouth wide open, Tristan commanded him, "Promise me. Promise me that you will take care of my sister and make her return to the old and sweet Rose until I will solve my problems with Zoey. Just find that scoundrel and kill him. This will make her feel better." Nico was able only to nod his head. "What about you?" he said in the end. "Are you claiming Zoey?" Tristan looked at the tiny woman who was sleeping at his chest, and he started to laugh. "Yeah, I can't risk losing her again. She was attacked by rogues, kidnapped, and now she almost died. I need to keep an eye on this little dynamite." And he pecked her lips and started to laugh as he imagined her kicking his balls for doing that without her permission. Nico smiled seeing him like this and went outside, but before he closed the door behind him, he said, "Take care of my Luna." Next day in Zoe's hospital ward, Tristan was sitting next to her bed on a chair, and he was watching Zoe when the door suddenly opened and Nana showed up in a wheelchair, helped by a nurse. "I'm taking it from here. Thank you, sweetie," Nana said to the nurse and motioned her to leave. Tristan got up, as if he was a child who got caught with his hand in the jar. "Nana, what are you doing here? You need to rest," he said in a soft voice, trying to help her to come closer, because he thought that she was here to see Zoe, but Nana squinted her eyes at him and slapped his arm. She said, "You scoundrel," and she was so pissed off that Tristan thought that she was going to have a heart attack. "Your alpha balls are so tiny that you are afraid to face me? I asked you to come visit me," she said, almost growling at him. Tristan avoided her because he knew that she would get angry. And even if he would kill whoever dares to talk to him like this, Nana is special, so he let her act the way she wants. He kneels in front of her, and looking straight into her eyes, he said in a soft voice, "I don't know about my balls, Nana, but I am sure that I have no brain." And he smiled at her. "I bet you don't," Nana said and wrapped her arms under her chest, but she was a little bit more calm. "I told you not to hurt her anymore. Look what you did." And this time she pointed in Zoe's direction. "This was never a part of my plan, Nana," Tristan explained to her. "I made a lot of mistakes, but not anymore. I will make things right for her, I promise." "You can't do that, Tristan," Nana said with a serious face. "It's been 5 years since she's been in hell. How are you going to make that right?" Tristan was angry and desolate with himself. "Don't make this puppy face, Tristan Mayer," Nana said, pointing her finger in his direction and acting exactly like she was doing when Tristan was 5. "I won't be impressed by your innocent face. You are a scoundrel. And if I promise you that I will change and also take care of Zoe, will you give me a chance, Nana? I really know that I shouldn't act the way I did. With every danger she went through, I realized that I don't want to lose her, and now knowing that she is in danger while she is pregnant with my pup made me lose my mind. I am serious, Nana. I am done with fooling around. I am done hurting her." "But you don't know how to act differently, Tristan," Nana said with a sad face. "Since you became alpha, all you did was to act like a jerk. You are lucky that I was sick at home. If I knew all the bad things you did to my sweet goddaughter, I would have left this pack a long time ago. You don't deserve someone as special as she is in your life." Tristan stood up, and even if Nana objected, he pushed her next to Zoe's bed. "Let bygones be bygones, Nana. I can't change the past, but I will work hard to help her make new memories." And Tristan kissed Zoe's forehead, but the moment he did it, Zoe moved a little, moaning in pain. "Call the doctor now," Nana yelled at him, forgetting that they are able to mind-link him. "Zoe, babe," Tristan called her name and held her hand in his hand. "I am here. You can open your eyes." And he was all over her, trying to figure if she is awaking or she is still in that artificial coma. Zoe moved again, alarmed by the tingles she was feeling on her hand, and in the end she succeeded to open her eyes just to see Tristan over her, watching her with his big blue eyes. "Welcome back, babe," he said, smiling at her and mind-linking the doctor to come and check Zoey. But Zoey was watching him as if he just got 2 more heads on his shoulders. Shit, she must be in shock, Nana, Tristan said as he realized that Zoey was perplexed. Where the hell is that doctor? But before he could add something else, Zoey tried to get up, and looking around, she saw Nana, who was wiping away her tears. I am fine, Nana, she said, and stretched her hand so that Nana could grab it. You scared me, sweetie, Nana said and bursted in tears. How could you transform and run when you are pregnant? What if something would have happened to you or with this little and innocent pup? And the moment she said that, Zoey remembered why she ran away, and her heart was filled with rage in the next second. Why are you here, Alpha Mayor? She asked Tristan, who almost pooped in his pants hearing her. Where the hell should I be if my mate is here? Tristan asked, pissed off, but thinking that calling her his mate will make her soften her attitude towards him. If she is here, you should search for her, Alpha, Zoey said and motioned him to leave. But Tristan didn't even flinch. She turned her face in another direction. Can you leave, please? She asked him, but not in a rush voice, and right at that moment the door opened and the doctor came in alert steps. What did you do to her? He asked Tristan, and he was a little bit scared. I did nothing. She just woke up a few minutes ago, and looking at Nana, he commanded the old woman. Tell him, Nana, I did nothing. The doctor looked at Zoey, who was in a vigorous and alert state and not like someone who just awoke from a coma, and he started to look at her wounds. This is not right, he whispered. Is she sick? Nana asked in panic. On the contrary, she looks perfectly fine, but she should be in a coma. I gave her medicine to sleep for a whole week. I don't get why she is like this just next day. So I am fine? Zoey asked, and her mood started to cheer up. You are perfectly fine, Luna. And this time Zoey really blocked. She looked at the doctor, then at Tristan, waiting for him to correct the doctor and tell him that she is just trash and she will never be his Luna. Seeing that nothing happens and everyone is mute, she looked at Nana. But Nana was smiling, and her old and tired heart was happy that finally Zoey was going to be recognized at Crescent Moon's Luna. Zoey suddenly started to laugh like a madwoman, shocking everyone, and seeing that everyone was staring at her, she asked, You almost fooled me. And she started to calm down a little. Is this your new way to make me feel like shit? Tristan's blood pressure started to increase. Well, let me tell you, Tristan Mayer, and Zoey's face became serious. Do whatever you want. I don't care anymore. All I care about is to have this pup and bring him or her healthy in this world. And the moment she said that, Tristan growled and, using his alpha command, said both to the doctor and Nana, who were in shock. Get out now. The doctor pushed Nana's wheelchair while she was trying to look behind and see what is going on. And the moment they were out, Tristan looked at Zoey and, using the same alpha command, said, Now you and me, we are going to discuss all the shit that happened, and when I finish, I want you to stop spewing enough crap to scare off a cow with the runs. Am I clear? But Zoey blinked her long eyelashes and said, while she was looking around, There is no cow around. And continuing to mock him, she added, I believe that you are the one who is spewing crap around. Tristan would have liked to strangle her right now, but how to do that when at the same time all he wanted was to have her in his life and prove to her that he changed, that this incident was a turning point, a real milestone in his life? So leaning over her, he forced her to lean back into her pillow. He placed his arms on the both sides of Zoey and, looking straight into her eyes, said, I, Alpha Tristan Mayer, accept you, beta female, Zoey Carter, as my mate. And before she could react and tell him to go and fuck himself, he lifted her in his arms and kissed her. He is not going to let her go again. From now on, she is his. But you can't claim me, Zoey yells in Tristan's face after she succeeds to escape from his kisses. At the beginning, she was lost in that sweet sensation, but when he started to caress her fragile body, she remembered again everything he did. Julie Klausner once said that a woman's memory is reliable at the risk of sounding like some sort of gorgeous two-headed monster with voices of Dave Barry and Irma Bombeck. And she thinks that women, like elephants, remember absolutely everything. So don't think that Zoey is holding grudges, Beyond, this is too much to forget and forgive relating to Tristan. And the last episode with Dana probably pushed her over the edge. Too late, princes. I already did it. Tristan mocks her, and Zoey looks at him in disbelief. I rejected you, jerk, and pushing him away, she points her index finger in his direction, and with squinted eyes tells him, Look, jerk. And seeing that Tristan lifted an eyebrow when she said that, she composed herself like a good little child and says in a more calm voice, I mean, Tristan. And she blinks her long eyelashes, making Tristan laugh inside his mind because she is simply delicious, trying to bribe him to reject her. Trust me, I am not good for you. You already know that because you sense my weakness since we discovered our mate bond. Now I understand everything, and I say you were right. You need a strong woman, and I can't be the woman you are looking for. Just reject me. And she looks at him, waiting for his answer. Are you done? Tristan asks and pulls her back in his arms. Actually, I am not. I have more too. And before she could continue, Tristan turns her around, and while he takes a seat on her bed, he places her in his lap, shocking her. You can blabber as much as you want, Zoey, he tells her and arranges her hair, while at the same time he holds her tight. She is a badass, and he is afraid that she will run, and that's not an option in her state. I claimed you. We will tell the pack later, after we make it out through this love and hate relationship, or after our pup will be born, so you have 6 months to figure it out how to love me. And he pecks her lips to her shock. Listen to me, Tristan. Zoey starts again, but he places his fingers over her lips, stopping her. The tips of his fingers are tracing around the contour of her plumpy lips, making her feel the tingles, and as he does that, Zoey's heart skipped a beat. I am sorry, Tristan whispers. I know that I fucked up royally, and I am so sorry. I get it now. You are my mate, and there is no other option for me. Zoey was confused. Why does this suddenly change? So thinking about it, she pushed away his hand from her lips, but in a soft voice she asked him, Is it because I am pregnant? And she looked at him with soft eyes. I know that you want a pup. You don't need to force yourself in this bond. I understand, you know? And her heart was in pain as she said that. She could never understand his reasons to avoid her for a whole year, to make her suffer. The pup is just the cherry on the top of the cake, Zoey. And this time, Tristan wrapped his arms around her slim waist and pecked her lips again. I asked you to stay away from me because I wanted you. In my stupidity, I thought that if I force you to live like a rogue and cut all the connections with you, I will be all right. But I only fell into my own trap. My wolf longs for you. He wanted you all this time and never accepted my decision. It took me some time to come around, but I am here and I am staying, Zoey. Mark my words. I am making you my Luna. This is too much, Zoey whispered. I need time to think about this. But Tristan said with a commanding voice, You have 6 months. At the end of this period, you will have your Luna ceremony. 6 months is a lot of time, Zoey said in her mind. He might change his mind. And with this thought in her mind, she nodded. Fine, it is not like I am accepting this, but you will use your alpha command on me again, so there is no point in arguing with you about this issue. But thinking about it, she dared to talk again. But I have rules. Tell me what you want, and I will think about it. Tristan said. Take it or leave it, Tristan. I am not negotiating here. Zoey said, pissed off, but Tristan smiled at her. We will see about this. Just tell me your rules. And he pecked her lips again, making her perplexed because the first rule is about his behavior. 1. Stop kissing me as if you are like it or care about me. It makes me sick to see you pretending like this. Tristan clenched his hands around her waist, but trying to relax a little bit, motioned her to continue. Secondly, I want to live on the Omega's floor. I don't like where I am right now. Next rule, please, Tristan said, becoming more and more annoyed by her demands. Third, you will never humiliate me again and make me lose my temper. One more episode of cheating and I am leaving this place forever. I have feelings and I am sick of having a broken heart. But do you have more rules? Tristan asked her, and he was ready to make his response. But before he could open his mouth, Zoey started. Of course I have. No more mating, no more growling at me, and I want to train too. I am beta blood. I was born to train. I want to live my life normally for these 6 months. Tristan watched her and his mind was full of remorse, but he succeeded to compose himself in front of her and started to demolish her rules one by one. In the first place, I will kiss you wherever and whenever I want. We are mates, and being intimate with you is what made me come closer in this bond. I am not going to stop the thing that I like the most. And before she could protest, he kissed her with passion. At the beginning, she fought to push him away, but in the end, she kissed him back, and when he was done, licked his lips and continued, while Zoey was in his lap with her eyes closed and her lips pouted, waiting for another kiss. Secondly, I will change your room. I am fine with that, he said. You do? And Zoey's eyes filled with joy. Yeah, you will not stay in that room anymore. And he kissed her again. Third, I claimed you. I am serious. I know you don't trust me because I did a lot of shitty things to you, and for that I am sorry, but I am serious. From now on, I will make sure that you see this world like a bright place where you live and not like hell. From now on, I want to be your heaven. Zoey just stared at him. He can't change so rapidly, she told Tilly. I think he is sick or bipolar. If he is, I am cutting his balls, Tilly said, but Viggo says he is serious. He really meant what he said. And not at least, we are mates, so we will make love every single time we feel the need to do it. Am I clear, Zoey? Only our doctor is able to stop me from taking you if he says that it is too risky for our pup. Otherwise, there is nothing to negotiate with. Tristan Mayer, Zoey growled at him. You can't demolish all my rules. And she was ready to push him. But Tristan held her tight. Fight with me one more time, and I am taking you right here in this hospital bed. I really love when you fight with me like a lioness. It makes me aroused. And he started to laugh, seeing that Zoey's face went blank. That's more like it. Tristan laughed and stood up, lifting her in bridal style. Tell me, what do you want to do now? He said, and motioned to Zoey to wrap her arms around his neck. The doctor just mind-linked me and said that you are fine. Surprisingly, but you are fine. He thinks that it is because of my blood. You are healed and the pup is not at risk. So tell me, what do you say? Are we going home and mate? And he winked at her. You scoundrel, Zoey growled at him. Are you mocking me? We are not going to the pack house to mate. Just send me to my new room. And she was red like a boiled crab. He's got the nerve to ask her to mate with him? In this case, let me present you your new room, princess, and exited with her in his arms under the shocked eyes of everyone in the Crescent Moon pack. The doctors, the nurses, the pack members. Mason almost choked when he saw him with Zoey in his arms, while Nico was smiling broadly. So did Rose and Nana, who was at home as well. Luna, you are back, Nico joked with her, but Zoey was even more red. Who's your Luna, Nico? She asked and motioned to Tristan to put her down. He just smiled at her and ignored her. Is the room ready? He asked Rose, who was happy to the moon and back, seeing them together. Yeah, the Omegas prepared the room and cleaned the room Zoey used before. The door is repaired and blocked, so everything is fine. And looking at Zoey, she smiled and said, I am happy for you. Happy for what? Zoey asked her back, but this time Nana was the one who explained. Just make him regret that he didn't claim you earlier, sweetie, and winked at her, motioning to Tristan to leave. He started to climb the stairs, but when they arrived at the Omega's floor, he continued to walk. Tristan, you said that I will. I agreed to let you use another room. I didn't say which one, he said using a strong voice. He is done playing. This woman will ruin everything if he is not bossy around her. You fooled me. Zoey almost screamed at him, but her heart stopped when she realized that she was back to the Alpha's floor. You fucking lair. I said that. And she stopped because Tristan was watching her so damn intensely that everything she was ready to say vanished. This is your new room, Tristan said in the end, opening the door of his bedroom. Are you donating me your room? Zoey asked, even if she knew that was not the case. She's not that lucky. I am donating you half of my room, half of my bed, half of everything I have, and I hope it is enough for you so at the end of these 6 months to hear you saying that you are mine. What if I don't want? But Zoey couldn't finish that sentence, as Tristan forced her to wrap her legs around him and pinned her on his bed. He attacked her neck directly and kissed his mark on her neck, making her shiver in his arms. He will not force her to be with him, as she was just discharged, but she needs to understand that he can't be away from her anymore. The mark on her neck can't be erased. That mark means forever. You are a pig, Zoey whispered when Tristan finished ravaging her and let her breathe. Actually, I am a wolf, he mocked her and got out of bed, straightening his clothes. But for you, I can be a pig too. You know he is known as the champion in terms of orgasms. We will train every day until I will be a real pig if this is what you dream about. You, Zoey said, completely pissed off by his cocky attitude. Who said that I want to be with you? I am pregnant now, so there is no need for us to be together. And she got out of the bed too, under the horrified gaze of Tristan. Where are you going? He asks her and pulls her back in his arms. I am not living here, Tristan. Stop with this game. It isn't funny at all. I will return to my room. And she tried to open the adjoining door, but it was blocked. Are you kidding me? Zoey asked in disbelief. No, I am serious. You will live here. Tristan Mayer, Zoey started, but his face was dark, seeing her so stubborn, so she closed her mouth. We can do this in 2 ways, princess, Tristan said with a serious voice. You will surrender willingly, or I am making you do it, and you will not like it at all. Zoey wrapped her arms under her chest, and looking around, she said, I am not in the mood to start a new fight with you. And turning around, she stared at the huge bed in front of her. Do you want to try it? Tristan jokes, winking at her, but she just gave him an ugly look. I am sleeping on the right side, and she knew that that was his side of the bed, because the pillow was filled with his fantastic scent. I am fine with whatever it takes to make you stay in this room, Tristan told her, and remembering something, he motioned to her to come closer. I am not going to eat you. He laughed, seeing that she sits there like a statue. You never know, Zoey whispered, but she was calm, because Tilly was almost jumping in her head because she will be so close to her mate. Stupid wolf, Zoey whispered. Is Tilly performing a happy dance right now? Tristan started to laugh, and seeing that Zoey was still ignoring him, lifted her and placed her in his arms. She must be sick in her wolfy head to be happy in this situation. Viggo is the same, and Tristan pecked her lips. He is stupid too? Zoey mocked him, and the moment she did it, Viggo took control over Tristan and looked at Zoey with glowing eyes. The only stupid in this story is my human, and his arms tightened around Zoey's slim body. He placed one of his hands over Zoey's back and leaned her on the bed slowly, while Zoey was unable to react. This was so damn hot, and the possessives in Viggo's gestures was making her heart skip not one but countless beats. Viggo lifted her shirt and started to caress her flat abdomen. I can't wait to meet you, little pup, he whispered, while Zoey almost peed on herself, seeing the big bad wolf acting like this. I hope that you are a girl, he continued, and before Zoey could ask him why a girl and not a boy, Viggo bent and kissed her invisible pregnant tummy. When he was done, he looked at Zoey and told her, We are not joking here, Zoey. We are serious about claiming you. I want you to hear it from me too. I wanted you from the first day I found out that you are my mate. I couldn't fight Tristan at that moment. Being away from you made me weak. But the moment you returned into our lives, everything changed. It's too fast, Zoey told him in a soft voice and caressed his beautiful face. Because Viggo didn't shit, he just took control. I don't believe that someone could change from one day to another. Maybe it's just a whim. And she was sad as she said that. After he lost you almost 3 times, he came around, Zoey. Can you give him a chance? Us, not him. Give us a chance. He asked for 6 months. Give it a try. You have nothing to lose. Viggo looked into her eyes and leaned over her body. While he was supporting his weight on his elbows, he kissed her slowly, making Zoey lose her focus. This is so good, she whispered and placed her little hands on Tristan's cheeks. Say yes, Zoey, Viggo begged her. Tell us your terms, but accept the bond. Accepting the bond will force them to come even more close in this bond, and only marking Tristan will remain unsolved. Stop pushing me away. I did nothing wrong in this bond. It was this stupid alpha who messed things, but he is done fooling around. He learned his lesson. Viggo said again, and all this time Tristan was listening, hoping that he would make Zoey come around. He didn't expect that Viggo would ask her directly to accept his claim. Zoey said, and her heart softened seeing Viggo looking at her with puppy eyes. Be brave, Zoey, Viggo whispered, leaning and kissing her earlobe. Take responsibility for your own happiness. I promise you that me and Tristan will make you happy. And he started to place kisses down her neck until he reached his mark. He blew over his mark and smiled as he felt Zoey's body becoming relaxed in his arms. Then he started to kiss the mark and suck from it until Zoey was at her limit. What do you say, Zoey? Viggo asked her again with a sensual voice. Do you want to make a serious man out of me? To teach me and Tristan how to be a good mate, a good husband, why not a better alpha? Of course she wants to. This is what she wanted since she was a kid, to be with her fated mate. Zoey pushed Viggo a little, enough to be able to watch him in the eye, and said, Hurt me one more time, and I'm done here. Believe me, I can't take it anymore. Being mated with you killed my spirit. You are toxic when you hate me. That was in the past, Viggo said and stepped back, leaving Tristan in command again, because it was his business to make Zoey to trust him again because of their past. History is written by the victors, princess, Tristan told her. Win me. And hearing him being cocky again, she pushed him away, to his horror, and mocked him. Who wants someone like you? And she got out of the bed, while Tristan was at the limit of a heart attack. You stupid, Viggo growled at him. You ruined everything. I was so close to you. But Zoey grabbed him by his shirt's collar and pulled him to her as she said, I suppose it is my time to be victorious. Is she going to accept our claim? Tristan asked Viggo. Shut up, Viggo answered back. I want to memorize this moment. And he was wagging his tail as Zoey pecked his lips. Are you sure that you want me, Alpha Mare? Zoey asked him one more time. With everything I have, he answered in the next second. I carry with me a lot of pain, the burden of an unjust past and fears that even the greatest love in the world will not heal. I'll ask you one more time. Are you sure about me and you being together? Never in my life have I been so sure as I am now, Tristan said and wrapped his arms around her waist, kneeling in front of her so he could be at the same level with her. I will repeat myself because I want you to know that I am serious. I, Tristan Mayer, Alpha of the Crescent Moon Pack, accept you, Zoey Carter, Beta female of the Crescent Moon Pack, as my mate. And his entire being was longing for her acceptance. She watched him intensely, and right when he thought that she changed her mind, Zoey smiled at him and almost in a whisper said, I, Zoey Carter, accept you, Tristan Mayer, as my mate. Next day in the morning, everyone was in the dining room waiting for breakfast to be served when Tristan came with Zoey. They stepped inside the room as if nothing happened, and Tristan walked to his seat, while Zoey looked around for a seat. Nana motioned to her to come near her seat, and Zoey had no problem with that. In the end, the last time she ate here, she was 12 years old. Now, after all these years, she is not comfortable with being here. But before she could sit down, in alert steps, Tristan stood up and came to her. What the hell are you doing? He asked her, a little bit pissed off. All night he watched her sleeping, thinking that this was a dream. They did nothing but sleep, or better said, Zoey slept, but for Tristan, it was the most important moment of his life. Between him and Zoey, there's finally peace. I am not allowed to be here? Zoey asked, and her heart stopped, thinking that he pranked her. He didn't accept her. Her eyes filled with tears, and everyone at the table was in stress. But you know what Tristan did? He lifted her in his arms in bridal style and walked with her to his chair. He placed her in his lap and motioned everyone to start eating. What are you doing? Zoey whispered and hid her face because she felt shy. Tristan's actions were too much. Just a few days ago, he ignored her, and now he acts like a sugar daddy in front of everyone. Tristan took the fork from the table and he stuck it in a piece of ham. Open your mouth, princess. He commanded her like he was talking with a 3-year-old little pup, but poor Zoey was perplexed. Open your mouth or I am kissing you in front of everyone. He mind-linked her, and that made Zoey open her mouth in an instant. That's more like it, Tristan said proudly, but out of nowhere Mason snapped. Are you kidding me? And he hit the table. What the hell is this? If you don't want to die today, I will ask you to shut up, Mason, Tristan said without looking at him, while he took a piece of omelet and signaled Zoey to eat it. But I can't shut up, man, Mason said and stood up, pushing his chair. I get it, you claimed her, but all this masquerade is making me puke. Why do you need to act like you really care about her? Shut up, Mason, Nico growled at him. She is our Luna. Show her respect. Respect? Show her respect? You weren't there when I found the Alpha's bodies. And this time, Rose snapped. Get the hell out of here, Mason. And she was ready to punch him, while Nico just pulled her to his chest and hugged her tight. They rejected each other, but until they will find new mates, there is still a connection between them. But out of nowhere, Zoey motioned to Tristan to let her go, and with calm, she walked to his seat and asked him, Are you sure that you saw me killing the Alphas and my parents, Mason? Because from what I remember that day, they were already dead when I found him, and the first second I did it, your tyrannical father showed up yelling that I am a murderer. What do you mean? Tristan asked, perplexed. This was new. Mason's father said something else, but now he is able to feel Zoey's emotions as he marked her, and he is sure that she is telling him the truth. I was scared, Zoey explains. That day it rained for hours. I was lost for almost a whole day when finally I found my parents. Their bodies and the Alpha bodies were already cold, and that is something I will never forget, Tristan, because this is what shocked me the most. They were rigid, and no matter how hard I tried to make them move, after Gamma Reynolds showed up, no matter how loud I yelled, they were gone. They were dead for hours, but this jerk's father accused me in no time. It was like he was stalking me to show up. I didn't kill them. Zoey screamed in Mason's face. So shut up and leave me alone. I had enough of you. And this time, she used her Luna command without even realizing that she is able to do it, and Mason's face was pale. You accepted his claim? He asked with a hurt gaze, and he was almost stumbling. And if she did, what? Finally, Tristan spoke, because he was mesmerized by her strength. With every single day they spent together, she became stronger and stronger. We are mates. You need to memorize that, Mason. And you told me another story about that day. Do I need to dig in and find that you lied to me? He asked threateningly. I told you the truth, but this bick... And he couldn't finish his word because in the next second, Tristan was holding him in the air by his neck. Nico told you to show her respect. She is mine from now on. She is your future Luna, and in 6 months we will have her Luna ceremony, and she will mark me, even if I hope that she will change her mind and she will do it earlier. But she is my Luna. And he released him, making Mason fall to the floor, under the disgusted gazes of the gang. Get the hell out and never show up in front of my mate if you can't compose yourself. Tristan commanded him, and Mason stood up and looked at him with a complex gaze. She is not good for you. She may be good for someone else, but not for you. And before Tristan could grab him again and beat the shit out of him, he left. I can't believe the nerve he has, Rose said, but in the next second she realized that Nico was hugging her, and she pushed him away from her. I will talk with him, Nico said, and started to approach Rose, but she moved close to Nana to be in the other corner of the table, far away from Nico. Are you fine, sweetie? Nana asked Zoey, because this was the only thing important for her. To know that Zoey was fine. He can't hurt me anymore, Nana, Zoey said and looked at the old woman. No matter what he said, he can't hurt me anymore. I will kill him if he tries to touch you, Tristan told her, but Zoey turned around and looked straight into his blue eyes. I didn't kill them. I swear to you. I never had a chance to defend myself in front of you. I tried, but you wouldn't listen. They were already dead, Tristan. I didn't kill them. And right now, Zoey was already crying hard. Rose stood up to hug her, but Tristan motioned to her to stay away, and he pulled her back in his lap. I believe you. I am sorry for being a jerk, for making you pay for something you didn't do. Nana was listening, and her eyes and her heart were crying too. Finally, after so many years, Zoey has seen justice served. But if what Zoey said is right, and I am sure it is, Nico said, a little bit taken aback, who murdered the Alpha and the Beta families? This makes no sense. Nana pushed her wheelchair next to Tristan's, and holding Zoey's hands in her hands, asked Zoey, What else do you remember from that day? Not much, Zoey whispered. I tried to suppress my memories because it hurts too much, and it's been years since then. Maybe it was a rogue attack, Even if I know that Dad and Mom had experience with rogues, Rose said. This must be the only explanation. There wasn't a rogue attack. Suddenly Zoey said. What? Everyone asked in horror. I saw how rogues attack when they have a target. Our parents were in the same place, as if they were taken by surprise, as if whoever killed them was someone they trusted. They didn't fight. They were knocked out in an instant. But that doesn't make sense at all, Tristan said, and right when he was ready to ask Zoey if she was sure, Viggo stopped him. Do you remember when we buried them, that everyone said that they look like they are alive? We were young at that moment, and we didn't realize the implication of those words, but Zoey is right, man. They would have fought. No rogue could have resisted in front of Dad. We didn't find any corpse except them. Why? Shit, Tristan said and looked at Zoey in horror. But if Zoey didn't do it, the rogues either, who was the murderer? I am so sorry, he whispered, and his eyes filled with tears to the shock of everyone. What I did to you, and it was for nothing. Zoey said nothing. He deserves to be sorry. Mates or not, he deserves to feel like shit right now. This is nothing compared to what he did to her. If you are sorry, find the real murderer, Zoey told Tristan, and wiped away the tears from his eyes. We both lost our parents that day. If you are sorry, find that jerk. Everyone in the room was mute. Tristan nodded, and looking at Nico, he commanded him. Tell no one about what happened here, not even Mason and his family. I sentenced Zoey based on their story. Let's find the truth about that day. I will find the truth, man, Nico said, and Rose added, I will help you too. But Nico shook his head. It must be dangerous. I don't want to risk it. You have no word for this, Nico, Rose said with a commanding voice. I will search by myself if you're acting this way. And she started to walk outside, but Nico grabbed her hand in his hand and stopped her and looked at Tristan. I will work with Rosie. We will find the truth. We will make Zoey justice. But while Tristan was mad at himself for everything he did in the past, as if right now he just received the biggest slap of his life, in another corner of the pack, in the former's beta house, Mason came in like a hurricane. What's with that face, Mass? Dana asked, seeing his damn pissed off, but he pushed her away and took a seat close to his father. That jerk claimed her. Mason growled out of nowhere. He did what? Dana asked in horror, but her reaction made him even more furious. What's with that face, Dana? This is all your fault. You had one simple thing to do, to open your legs and let him fuck you, to make him claim you as his chosen mate, and you, what did you do? You, who read around ruining everything. And now is it my fault? Dana asked, furious, and pointing her finger at Mason said, We knew that these two might be mates a long time ago, because he was very protective of her, just like that stupid of Nicholas at Rose Mayer. We watched them, and I was right when I told you that they are mates. We worked so damn hard to separate them, but fate gave us a surprise. I tried. Why is my fault? But Kirk Reynolds slapped Dana. Shut up, he said, and motioned her to sit down. Your brother is right. Why the hell didn't you struggle more to force him to claim you and make you his Luna? The alpha position is ours. With you as his Luna, it would have been so simple to kill him. Now we need to start again and make a new plan. What plan, Father? Dana asked, furious. He claimed that bitch. What can we do more? Kill her too? Don't you dare to touch her. Mason growled and grabbed his own sister by her neck. Try to hurt her and you are dead. She is already Tristan's. No matter how much you want her, you stupid jerk, she was his first. Are you happy with his leftovers? Dana laughed, while her face started to become blue. She is better than any other woman. She is strong, and she is mine. If I succeed in keeping her away from him for more than 5 years, I will take her away from him again. He doesn't deserve her. She is mine. With her close to you, you can win this fight, son, Kirk said. In the end, she is the true Luna of this pack. Is not only about that, Father. I love her. I always did, but Tristan stole her. I can't believe this, Dana laughed. You love that pathetic woman? What's so good about her? Tell me. But Mason looked at Dana and said nothing. It is just your impression that you love her. You only want her because she is Tristan's. And she started to laugh like a mad woman. If Tristan will find that it was Dad and you who killed their parents, what do you think will happen? If they find out that you used magic to knock them down, Tristan will have no mercy for you two. Shut up, Kirk growled at Dana. You are good for nothing, just like your mother. And out of nowhere, he punched her hard, making her faint. Take this shit from my face, he commanded his wife, who appeared in horror and lifted Dana from the ground, taking her in her bedroom. Tell me what to do, father, Mason said, and he was at his limit. This is why he opposed her to become Tristan's surrogate. She should be his, not Tristan's. He almost lost his mind when he realized that they mated, and then when he found out that Tristan claimed he lost his mission in life. But just as that old quote says, you die your way, I'll die mine. And Mason looks at his father and says, without his Luna, Tristan will collapse. I know why he can't stay away from her. She is not my mate, and I am addicted to her. I will take her from him. I will play my last card, and then I will hit when they are expecting less. What's your plan? Kirk asked and motioned him to come into his office, fearing that his wife or Dana could hear their plan. He wanted a pup. I will allow him to have it. Is not like that pup will live to become an alpha. But Zoey, he can't have her. She is mine, father. I didn't work so hard to lose this battle now. I will find a solution and make her accept me. And until you find that solution? Kirk asked, a little bit taken aback. The clock is ticking, Mason, and time is not in our favor. With every moment spent with her, Tristan becomes stronger. We need to act fast. And we will, father, Mason said, calming down and starting to see the plan in his head. He gave her 6 months to become his Luna. Well, they will have only 4. That's the most I can give them. Some pups survive for 4 months. It's not my fault the pup will die. That's all I can offer them. After that, Zoey Carter will be mine, and with her at my side, nothing can stay against me. What are you going to do? Kirk asks and claps his hands in happiness, but Mason shook his head and, pointing to his head, said, let's not jinx my plans. I have everything here, and he pointed again to his head. Strip him of his alpha position. You've always been better than him, son. Make Dad proud. Kirk said again and tapped Mason's shoulder, but Mason was spaced out already, and his mind was visualizing his much-needed prize. Maybe for Kirk it was the alpha position, but for Mason it was always Zoey, and for her he is able to sell his soul. What about now? Tristan said after they had breakfast. Zoey was ready to go with Rose and Nana as usual, so his question took her by surprise. What do you mean? She asked, looking at him, and pulled her hand out of his grip because he was like superglue stuck to her. Where do you want to go now, princess? Tristan told her and winked at her in a cocky way. I am all yours for today. And Zoey's face fell on the floor when she saw him this way, while Rose started to laugh. So we are not going to buy you some clothes? She asked Zoey, even if they never talked about this. Zoey insisted that she will wait for her first salary to do it. I mean, I am fine with sharing my wardrobe with you, but now that you will be our Luna, you need to be more bold. I didn't agree to be your Luna, Rose, Zoey said and pushed Tristan away. I still have 6 months to accept or not the Luna position. Until I mark your brother, nothing is sealed, she announced, and Tristan's ego was 2 meters underground. She was going to accept him if he won't change his mind either. But after everything he did to her, she is not going to win her that easy. He needs to sweat a little and to strive to impress her. You are mine. He escaped a soft growl and hugged her by force. One more blabbering like this, and you will have your Luna ceremony tomorrow. And now he was pissed off. I am mine and only mine. Alpha. She mocked him and stepped away again and grabbed Rose's arm. You said something about shopping, she said, smiling. Well, I need to buy a few t-shirts and leggings. Soon my belly will be visible, and no matter how much I like your style, it won't fit me anymore. So can I borrow $50 until I get my first salary? $50? Both Tristan and Nico said at the same time, while Nana started to laugh for the first time after so many years. Tristan looked at Nico and commanded him, Prepare the car, man. We are going to town. But Rose stopped him. I want to go too. Your style sucks, Tristan. Zoey needs my touch, otherwise she will end up buying only sports outfits. And what's wrong with that? Zoey asked back. No, I am going with her. You should stay here, Tristan said, because he was trying to be alone with Zoey and impress her, but Zoey ruined his plans when she said, I am not going anywhere with you. If Rose is not coming, I am not going there either. And she wrapped her arms under her chest, defying Tristan. He watched her, and he should be furious for her behavior, but her appearance was sweet. From her tiny stature, she was looking straight into his eyes. Her face was clean and there was no trace of makeup, but still she was the most beautiful girl he ever met. Her dark, long brown hair, with auburn shades on it, was arranged in a messy bun, giving him a perfect view to his mark on her neck, and he felt his heart becoming soft instead of enraged. "All right," he whispered to her in a soft voice, totally different from before. "Rosie is coming too, and also Nico. I am not going alone with two women for shopping." "Who asked you to come?" Zoey mocked him, but she smiled at him as she said that. "Where you go, I go too, princess," Tristan said and grabbed her hand again. She entered Tristan's Koenigsegg, and Rose was forced to go with Nico with his Ferrari, and in 1 hour they were already in the human society, in a mall searching for clothes. "Shit, man," Nico said. "We are doomed," and he pointed at the dozens of clothes shops. "There is no need to follow us," Rose told him, because she was not feeling easy around Nico, especially since in the last days he started to come around her more and more, as if he was regretting rejecting her. In this case, and Tristan pulled Zoey to him and pecked her lips, while her face was blushed because a lot of people were staring at them, and she was sure they were staring at them because Tristan was damn gorgeous. "I am going to buy some food for you, and we will meet here in 1 hour." "That sounds like a damn good plan." Nico laughed and winked at Rose, who looked around, thinking that he is winking at a girl or something. "I was talking to you," Nico told her. "Your brother here thinks that we should be together, that I am the best option for you. What do you say, Rose?" Nico mocked her. He never expected Tristan to consider him the perfect match for Rose. He always loved her, and he rejected her only out of a lack of trust in himself. She was too good for him. He had nothing to offer her, but Tristan's words changed his perspective. Rose's heart was in pain hearing him joking about this. So looking straight into his eyes, she asked him, through her clenched teeth, "Do you have a death wish, Nicholas?" And she started to walk in his direction to beat him, but Zoey stopped her. "You will beat him later. People are staring at us." And she pulled her away from Nico. "What was that, Rose?" she asked her when they were far enough from the boys, and Rose, being enraged, escaped the information she tried to hide for the last 3 months. "That jerk rejected me, and now he is joking about being with me. I will kill him. I will cut his die," but she never finished that sentence as she realized what she said. Zoey's face was black. "Please," Rose said, looking around. "Please don't tell Tristan. He will kill him, and even if I hate him right now for hurting me, I don't want my hands stained with his blood." "Nicholas Costner is your fated mate," Zoey exclaimed when her voice returned. "Shh!" Rose motioned her to speak lower. "He is not my mate anymore. Nicholas Costner is your fated mate. I can't believe this." And she looked in the direction where Tristan and Nico left, just to see Nico looking in their direction. "He doesn't seem not to like you. I never expected for him to be the jerk from your story. I thought that it was Mason or a guy from another pack, but not Nico." "Well," Rose said with a weak voice, "what is done, and we are not here to speak about him, but to buy you some gorgeous outfits that will make my brother go nuts." "Rose, I am here for t-shirts and leggings," Zoey protested. "Follow me," Rose commanded her and almost dragged her inside of the Dolce & Gabbana shop. "Rose, I am not buying anything from here," Zoey exclaimed in horror, seeing the prices, but Rose ignored her. "Well, in this case, I will ask Tristan to come and force you. In the end, his alpha command still works on you until you mark him. Or maybe you want to mark him already and be his equal in all aspects." "Curse you, Rose," Zoey said and pointed her finger in her direction. "We are buying only from sales. Am I clear?" Yeah, sure we are," Rose laughed and grabbed a floral print corset mini dress. "This will hide your belly, and you can wear it until you give birth. It will look great on you. It costs $1,500. Are you nuts?" Zoey almost had a heart attack. Just a few weeks ago, she was starving, and now Rose wants to force her to buy expensive clothes? "That's it. I am calling Tristan," Rose mocked her, but from behind his voice echoed, "I am already here. What's up?" She wants to buy clothes from an outlet. She is your Luna. You can't dress from Versace, and your Luna dresses from discount shops. You must pamper her, brother. Tristan takes out his wallet and motions to one girl from the shop to come close. Pack everything you have here that you think will fit my wife, he said, and gave her a black card without limit. Tristan Mayer, Zoey growled, but he lifted her in his arms, and looking at that girl who had a little and jumped in happiness, thinking at the commission she would get, he commanded her. We will be back in 1 hour. Make sure everything is packed. Also, I want accessories, shoes, and jewelry. If you don't have one here, around the corner is a Givenchy and a Yves Saint Laurent shop. Help us to get everything my wife needs, and I'll be generous with you. Tristan, you can't do that. Zoey started again, but this time he kissed her in front of all the people who were staring at them. Consider this as a first step to clean our past together. I forced you to live in poverty. Now it is time to give you everything I have. I will treat you like a princess. But I don't need that, Tristan, Zoey said. Pissed off, you should feed the African continent with this money. And hearing her, Tristan looked at Nico and told him with a serious face, You've heard my mate. Contact the organizations and donate the same amount of money we are spending here for the African kids. You are crazy, Zoey told him, but her heart melted when he told her, I am crazy about you. In the evening, when they returned back to the pack house, Zoey had more clothes than she had in her entire life. She was still pissed off, but she had no chance to fight Tristan about this, and in the end she let him buy half off the mall. But as soon they stepped inside the pack house, they met Mason in the living room, and her mood changed in an instant. If you're here to make a scandal again, Tristan said, but Mason shook his head. No, man, I am sorry. I should have never acted this way, he said in a weak voice. I was a jerk, and I know it. And looking at Zoey, he came closer, and barely suppressing his need to grab her from Tristan, he asked her, Can you forgive me, Zoey? She stared at him. Something is off, Tilly, she said to her wolf. I have a bad feeling about him. Me too, but until he starts a fight again, we can't say anything. I will keep an eye on him, Tilly said. And with that, Zoey looked at Tristan and said in a relaxed voice, As much time he is not growling at me again, I have nothing against him. He is your beta in the end. I will never step between you and your friends. In the end, we have no idea if after 6 months we will continue to be together, she mocked him again. We will be, Tristan mind-linked her. I know that you are only mocking me, princess. You want me as much as I want you, and he wrapped his arm around her waist. Why are you here, Mason? Is there something else? He asked, seeing that Mason was staring at Zoey. Yeah, it is. And he took out an envelope with an invitation. Next week is the Alphas Gala, and we are invited, all the Alphas and the high-ranks werewolves. I believe that you should go too. It's good for our businesses, and it is a good opportunity to present Zoey to everyone as your future Luna. She is my Luna, not my future Luna, he corrected Mason, who was boiling in front of Tristan's love show. But you are right, and turning Zoey around, he looked into her eyes and said, What do you say? Will you be my date at the Alphas Gala? Do I have an opinion about this? Zoey asked in return. No, you don't. And Tristan started to laugh. There was only one answer about this, that she will follow him. This might be your only gala until you give birth, Rose said. It's been a while since I danced, and if you don't want to be his date, you can be mine, she laughed. In the end, all those splendid dresses need to be presented to the world. In this case, I am coming too, and she smiled because she was 10 when she had the chance to attend a gala. I am going to our room, she whispered. And only when she realized that Tristan was smiling at her, she realized too that she said our room. Shit, she whispered in her mind. I am already starting to rely on him, and I hate this. Come, Rose, and she started to climb the stairs. I need to find a place for all the stuff you and your brother forced me to buy. But as soon the girls were gone, Tristan's face became gloomy. Hurt her again, and we are done, Mason, Tristan warned him. I will keep my mouth closed from now on. Don't worry. In the end, who am I to interfere with your bond? And Mason looked sincere. Exactly. You should mind your own business. And Tristan started to walk to his office, while Mason and Nico followed him. What's with the gala? he asked as soon as they were inside the office alone. The gala should be in December, and yet we are still in spring. What's all about? I don't have all the details, man, but it looks like more and more packs are being attacked by rogues, just as our pack was attacked by rogues a few weeks ago. Here you are wrong. Not my pack, but Zoey was attacked by those rogues that insisted that their boss wanted her for himself. It's different. The pack didn't suffer anything, Tristan explained. Yet, they came here without anyone realizing. I put more guards on the border patrol since then, but there is a pattern around all these attacks, and the alphas said that they sensed magic. Maybe they are related. Mason insisted. If you ask me, you should go for this reason too. What do you think, Nico? Tristan asked him. He has a point, Nico said after thinking a little bit. Going to the gala is a good strategy, and you will have time to have some fine moments with Zoey, to present her to your alpha partners. He is right, you should go. What do you say, Viggo? Tristan felt the pull to ask his wolf too. Wow, this is a premiere. Do you care about my opinion? Viggo mocked him. I am not in the mood for you to scold me, Viggo. Tell me what you think. Tristan asked him, a little bit worried. A gala involves a lot of preparation and security, and attending one in such a short time is risky. Something is off about this, Viggo said, but our status is forcing us to go. We can't skip these meetings even if we hate to go. For me, it is not only about having fun, it is about keeping our pack and our mate and pup safe. This gala is far from being safe, but that's it. Take Rose with you too, to keep an eye on Zoey for us, while we will be attending the business discussions. She is a badass and she cares about Zoey. Tristan thought about it, and in the end he placed the invitation back in Mason's hand. All right, announce that we are going. And he exit the room. That was enough for today. Now he needs to be with Zoey. In the evening, in his bedroom, Tristan found Zoey arranging her new clothes in one of his wardrobes. You must be sick in your head, she told him, without looking at him, because she sensed him since she entered the bedroom. His scent was making her crazy, making her almost jump on him. I just want you to be happy, he said, and hugged her from behind and started to caress her flat tummy. Then let me leave, she said, and turned around in his arms just to see him staring at her with glowing eyes. Recant what you said, he said in a serious voice, but Zoey shook her head. I hate being here, Tristan. I don't feel right to live here after everything that happened. I would really like to take it slow. And she was calm and spoke in a soft voice. We are taking it slow, Princess. Otherwise, you would be in that bed again with me inside of you. But I suppressed that need for your sake. You will stay by my side. Now that I realized how stupid I was, how bad I messed things up, it is my duty to be sure that you are safe. I want to offer you back everything I took from you. Tristan Mayer, buying me clothes to wear in 10 lives has nothing to do with that. Zoey almost growled at him, but she hugged him too, placing her arms around his waist to his shock. He was expecting for her to push him away again. Then tell me what to do, but don't ask me to be away from you. You are marked and carrying my pup, Princess, so it is a big no if you take that into discussion again. I understand that, and sincerely, I am tired of fighting with you. You were good with Nana and saved her, and even when you said that you hate me, you saved me again and again. I get it that you care about me, but you are suffocating me right now, Tristan. You were a jerk for years, and now you act like nothing happened. It happened, and I suffered. I am sorry, but I promise. Tristan started. Bullshit. Stop promising me things. And this time Zoey wasn't calm anymore. Do you know what I want, Tristan? And she looked into his eyes as he took a step back and watched her. Tell me what you need to make this work. I am willing to do anything, to try everything. Just tell me what you want. Tristan said, and he was so sincere that Zoey could feel it. I want you to respect me. Stop forcing yourself on me. If I say no is no, Tristan. Stop commanding me as if my opinion is not important. I can do that, but be patient with me. I am not used to caring about anyone. This is new for me too. It is the first time I am mated. He tried to joke with her, but Zoey's eyes started to glow as Tilly became pissed off. It is my first time too, jerk, she said, taking control from Zoey and shocking Tristan. Yet I didn't hurt you. I tried to respect your command and stay away from you until you changed your mind and marked me. If Zoey says that you are annoying, she is right. Give her some space." "What else?" Tristan asked her again, because he felt that it was more. "She asked you to let her train, and I want that too. I am beta blood. It is in my blood to train and fight. If you are not allowing me to do it, we are done. You are pregnant. I don't want you to be hurt." And Tristan caressed her face with the tip of his fingers, making her shiver because everywhere he was touching her, she felt tingles and sparks. "I am not going to attend a wrestling game, Tristan, and if you are so scared that I could get hurt, you train with me," Tilly said, but as soon as she did it, Zoey took the control from her. "You traitor," she scolded her. "I should have known that this was your intention." "I did nothing wrong," Tilly told her. "We are mates. This way he will let us train for sure." "You are impossible, Tilly," Zoey scolded her again, but looking at Tristan whispered, "You've heard my horny wolf. You can train me if this will make you more relaxed about this issue." "I will do it," he said without breathing and lifted her in his arms. "Hey, I still need to arrange half of the mall. I need to." But Tristan lifted her in bridal style and walked with her in his bed, placing her in the middle of it. "You said that you will not force," but Tristan placed his finger on her lips, making her stop. He smiled at her and placed himself between her legs. She was fully dressed, or almost, and Tristan is looking at her with an unreadable expression. "Tristan," Zoey almost whispered because this position was giving her chills down her spine. "You look so damned perfect in these Nolan cable-knit shorts." And he was staring at her as if he was ready to eat her. She was wearing something Rose brought her by herself from Victoria's Secret. It was a matched outfit, an Amy Cloud knit zip-up hoodie that Zoey looked like it was designed especially for her. She might be short, but her curves are perfect, and she was the sexiest girl Tristan met. "And you promised that." But he bent and kissed her softly, stopping her from talking. "I just want to hold you, Zoey," he said, and he detached from her, lifting her hoodie and pulling down her shorts just a little bit so he could have access to her flat abdomen. He placed his hand over it and touched it slowly. "I hope that you are a girl," Tristan whispered and kissed her lower abdomen. "Why not a boy, Tristan? Every single alpha wants a boy. It is the second time you say that you want a girl," Zoey asked. His actions were confusing. "I want a girl. At the beginning when I came with the surrogacy plan, I hoped for a boy, but not anymore. Now I want a girl, and I hope she will look like you, princess. I want to have the chance to make her feel like the most important person in this world, and it is said that little girls love their dad the most. She will be my ally to win you. In this case, I want a boy, Tristan Mayer. Someone as bossy as you are to beat your ass and be my biggest fan." And she started to laugh, imagining that, making Tristan's heart skip a beat. She was so relaxed, and her laugh echoed in his mind like the most beautiful music he ever heard. He leaned in the bed next to her and pulled her in his arms in a spooning position while kissing her neck. "Will you let me hold you?" he asked her and cuddled her. "Do I have an option on this?" She laughed because she liked the feeling. He was so calm and tender that her heart was happy finally. "You have," he told her in a soft voice. "Tell me to let you go, and I will do it. But I hope that you will allow me to stay close to you." And before he could stop that sentence, she turned around and pecked his lips. "I like this. You and me making peace and not war. We should make love to sound correctly," Tristan said and winked at her, but she squinted her eyes at him and told him. "And after that, people will know me as the Black Widow," and she placed her head on his shoulders while he wrapped his arms around her body. "I am tired, Tristan. I just want to rest, to wake up and realize that this is not a dream. Tomorrow when I wake up, will you be here, or is this just a dream?" She asked him with a thawed heart. "I asked myself the same thing, princess. Don't leave me, please." And Tristan closed his eyes, inhaling her sweet scent. If this is a dream, he wants to sleep forever. They fell asleep, hugged, and for the first time in their lives, it was peace for real between them. Even if they were fearing, they were happy. But somewhere in the pack, a horde of rogues were talking with their boss. "We can do it better. Last time we underestimated her. She is a strong woman, but this time we are prepared, boss." the leader of the rogues said. Just follow the plan and watch her. I want her safe and sound. Last time you hurt her. Don't ruin my plans again. And he walked away from them, fearing that someone could see them together. Do you think that boss wants that woman to take revenge on Tristan Mayer? One of the rogues asked, watching the man going away. No, he made us watch her daily in the last 5 years. We knew her every single step until now, when Tristan Mayer made her live with him. Are you telling me that it is about the girl and not about revenge? And the rogue was shocked. Someone like their boss couldn't be in love. He has no heart. He is a cold-blooded killer.